Good afternoon. Cats really aren't my thing. However, a few years ago, Cindy really wanted to get a couple. Not an indoor cat, but one or two to live outside. I didn't do anything about finding her one, and yet one day this scrawny-looking gray mama cat showed up with two little kittens, deciding that they would live under the south deck of our home. Of course, immediately Cindy fed them, and the antics of the little ones would become regular entertainment for us. These cats were not the kind someone would have to drop off, but wild cats, feral cats. And they knew enough to come around to look for food, but there wasn't any way they were going to allow us to touch them. Neither of the little ones had any white on them. The pretty yellow one got named LELLO because that's how our granddaughters said yellow. The other, an attractive gray-looking gray, got named Gray because he was gray. Sometime later, the mama cat died, but the two teenagers trained by their mother to look to Cindy for food, they stayed around. They've grown to be big, beautiful tomcats. They're still wild. Cindy can touch LELLO, but Gray remains untouchable. And even so, they own her, and we get to appreciate their beauty and are allowed to purchase and serve them their food regularly. I'm firmly convinced that these two cats were a gift from God to fulfill a desire of Cindy's heart. Now, I don't know how it all happened in the unseen realm that operates eternally, but maybe God directed an angel to herd the wild mama cat over to our house. I would not be a bit surprised if the angel told her to live under our deck because Cindy wants some cats and she'll be a good caretaker. I'm not sure the details, but that scenario makes sense to me, since we live in the country and rarely does a stray cat pass by here. This is, I believe, an example of God extending favor towards one of his daughters. Cindy not only has favor with him, but he knows that she will steward what he places in her care. There are many things about my wife that I deeply cherish. Her incredibly good stewardship about everything is just one of those things. She's very attentive in loving me and loving all of our children and all of our grandchildren. And she's very responsible in her work and in her profession. She takes care of herself physically. She's always exercised regularly since I've known her. And she's especially consistent and committed in her relationship with God. Now, don't take me wrong, she doesn't walk on water. In fact, if you dropped her in the lake, she'd sink like a rock. She has no buoyancy. She can't float even as small as she is. However, she is a loving and faithful steward of all that God has given her. And it's apparent to me that it is all driven from the foundation she has in a relationship with Jesus Christ. Now, God always empowers us to excel in excellence when our life is yielded to his lordship. Reading out of Mark chapter 12, verse 30, it says, "And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength." So, what drives our lives? Is it our love for God because he first loved us? Do we love him with all of our heart and soul? Do we love him with all of our strength? If we respond in faith to the grace that has been provided to us through Jesus Christ by embracing the responsibility to steward our relationship with him, then a continuous stream of his favor will flow through an open faucet into our lives. And when we're responsible with the favor he releases to us, more favor from heaven flows. Others will benefit, and our heart's desires are also satisfied. That's enough for now. God bless until next time.